Why not?
All right. I,
Permission
s-
to record.
I saw your YouTube channel.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I haven't subscribed yet. I just saw your audio test if it was the right one.
Oh, really? Like recorded? I didn't know that. That's funny.
It's let me see.
It's red alert.
Yeah, I saw that. It wasn't interesting enough, so I didn't subscribe.
There were, I didn't know that recorded it. That's funny.
Yeah, it said stream 2 weeks ago. I think you have to
Oh,
go into your settings if you don't want them to auto record.
oh, huh. Yeah, no, I talked to Cora the other day on, we were just chatting about a few items of conversation, but yeah, I was thinking about just doing a YouTube channel and talking to whoever wants to talk about whatever. Maybe it has a specific goal and intent, but it seems good enough for me. So.
I guess you don't
Oh
need
yeah,
anything.
that's why I remember now because I was talking to Corwin and the topic of stocks came up, and he said that you're really into stocks right now.
Yeah, I mean, I've been into them for a bit.
What are you
I,
into, man?
like which ones or
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, which ones?
um I bought a bunch of airlines when when COVID happened.
Oh,
Um
really?
yeah, because they were all
Alaska Air.
United, Delta, and Alaska. I think were the three.
Nice. What platform do you use? I use Robinhood.
Same one, yeah, same. Just because
Yeah,
it's free.
yeah. You know what's funny about Robinhood is when it came online, people started using it, but then it didn't get too hot until, gosh, probably like a couple years ago. But anyway, I remember the first time it came on and it was $0 for commission. But if you look now, all the other platforms are also $0.
All of them, yeah, because E-Trade was like $4.99 a
Yeah,
trade, and
if you
then
look
like
at
the
them,
other ones were like some of them were like $3.99.
I might be mistaken, but if you look at them now, I'm pretty sure all of them are zero commission.
I have an E-Trade account. I just don't ever use it. I actually only use it for mutual funds
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah,
because
I
it
used to do
seemed to work better for that.
yeah, zero for E-Trade now, zero commission. Yep.
Yeah, because yeah, it is way better.
Yeah.
4.99 is like big. It's like that's like a lot.
That's $10 if you think
'Cause
about price in, price out, you know?
I know that sometimes that's like plus positive plus one maybe like a whole share sometimes.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had it for a while. Like been messing around with them for a while since I was like 20.
Yeah. I I used to be really into them, but then I kind of lost track. I got back into them now. I got $50 worth of total shares. So
I have quite a bit more than that.
hey, that's good, man. That's good.
uh, about 12,000.
Woo! What's your what's your global or what's your increase in percentage per year? Is it 10%?
This year 31%.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah. Um, overall, I think it's about probably 40%. Um,
That's really good.
I I spent a lot of time reading about things, and I just kind of like, and I think I invest in like the whole Big Bang thing, how they're too big to fail. I think certain things are never gonna fail. Like airlines can't fail. Like it's never gonna happen. Like it
Yeah,
doesn't matter if they might shut down or rebrand or turn into something else, but they're never gonna die. Like too many places are like reliant on tourism. They're good for like logistics. It's good for travel. It's good for like military use. Like there's way too much shit that happens in the world. And it doesn't matter if this COVID thing's dicked them up for a minute, but like
yeah.
never gonna go anywhere. And they just gotta bail out anyways. I knew that was gonna happen.
Oh yeah, the airlines.
All the big ones gotta bail out. Americans like we can't die. And then he's like, oh yeah, you're probably right.
Uh, yeah,
And my
I like trying to find things. It's hard for me to find things to invest in that I believe in. You know, that are ethical in some sense. You know what I mean? Rather than just looking at the market cap.
sometimes it's the market cap. It's not, like I don't know if I yeah I don't know. I think my biggest thing is just go for like ideas rather. So like my most recent venture has been in Moderna and Johnson and Pfizer or whatever the other one is,
Yeah,
Pfizer
medical
or
company.
whatever.
Yeah,
And like I just think that like when Biden becomes president, there's just going to be so much money he's going to pump into those companies to vaporize this vaccine that they're just going to like skyrocket.
you think so?
Yeah, and another one that I haven't gotten ventured into it yet, but another thing that I think's gonna happen is because this has happened and like I was talking to telling Corin about this. I always tell Corin it's like so easy to like just do a little bit of reading and kind of read about companies and find companies that do things that are similar. Because generally when one does well, they all kind of do well if they're in the same sector, like or at least they
Yeah,
all get a little bit of a bump. Um,
yeah, that's
and I was telling him that I think the thing that's going to be huge in 2021 is potentially like companies that like manage at home workers and like have the ability to like onboard people and like help kind of like Zoom, but like kind of like Google does a little bit, but like way more robust. Like if you're like a writer and you're um, needing like assistance and you don't want to onboard somebody, there's like so many freelance writers out there. Have you ever heard of Fiverr or whatever?
Fiverr. No.
Or Fiverr, I think is what it's called. It's like a freelance app. I'll tell you exactly what it's called. Fiverr, Fiverr.
Oh, okay, I see.
So it's like a freelance app, and that like essentially, I think what company there's a company I'm looking at. What they're gonna do is like if you're in, like somebody who let's say you write copyright for a company. Let's just call them company that sells I don't know books and you're like you're writing copyright for the books and you like putting it up on the website and like if you get a huge workload or like you get a huge like influx in needing work like this company will hook you up essentially with a freelance worker and whether they connect with a platform like Fiverr or they connect with some sort of platform they're like hey here's a list of qualified people that you're looking for like do you want to bring them on and have them do the job for you without
Oh,
having to go through like an HR process where you're like, here's the job description, here's all your benefits, here's all this. Because not everybody wants to work full time at some dicky job.
yeah, I'm looking right now. I see Fiverr. I'm looking at some of their platforms here. This one is interesting. I will write compelling and quality advertorials. That's interesting.
So the company that I'm looking at potentially putting a little bit of money into is called Upwork.
Upward. Let me look it up.
So this year they're up 290% already.
Oh, that's a lot of percent. Is it
And
Upward Inc?
what's that?
Upward Inc?
Yeah, Upwork.
Oh, Upwork.
Yeah. So essentially, what they do is kind of what I'm saying. Like, so they operate like they have an online marketplace that connects with businesses to hire and pay long-term or short-term employees. Like whether it's for like a large project or it's like for like a short project or like if you're like running a delivery business and maybe you need to onboard a couple more drivers or whatever, they like quickly connect you with like essentially a couple drivers or a couple of qualified candidates and like you kind of decide to hire them without having to like have a full team dedicated to onboarding people.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That's kind of one section of what they do, and then I think they do some like payroll stuff, but it's like that's like whatever.
Huh. That's cool. I see what you mean.
And there's like tons of companies that are like this one that kind of do the same thing that have the um they I don't know. I just think that 2021 is going to probably be huge for online because I don't think companies are going to go back to day-to-day grind at the office. One, because people aren't going to want to. Two, because they've seen like people are just as productive at home. And three, because it's cheaper to have people work at home.
It's true. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Like if you Shopify, I think at the end of the year they just liquidated all their offices. They're all gone.
Oh, really?
They purely
Shop.
remote. They I think maybe not all of them, maybe 95% of them. They purely function on an online at work home uh like platform. So, like everybody who works for Shopify works from home. Like they just got rid of all their businesses, all their offices, and they just don't go there anymore.
Huh, that's cool. Jeez. Everyone's
Yeah,
working from home.
pretty much.
Yeah.
And
Might be
Haley,
the future. Hmm. Yeah, I remember. I
well, I
remember
mean,
reading. I remember reading about. Sometimes I look up about real estate, and you're right. When all these and all these companies liquefy their workplace at retail, like places that require a lot of warehouse for their staff, all those places will be liquefied because they don't need the people to come in to work anymore because they can work from home. So that makes all that previous real estate essentially able to become something different. And it
Yeah.
may change or alter the price, the value of that warehouse.
Or transform into something different. like
Yeah.
not maybe not Walmart, but like somebody if Walmart was smarter, they would probably do something like this. Or if some big company was smarter, they would probably do like a model where essentially they have all maybe Walmart's a good example. They have so many storefronts that not a lot of people go into anymore. And so like they have this wasted space where they sell shit, but I think most of their sales come from online anyways, and people go in and then they pick it up or whatever. Like if Walmart was smarter, they would just like transform their thing into like a warehouse base of operations and then just distribute from their stores rather than people coming in.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I think Walmart in the future is going to go the way of Blockbuster. You know what I mean?
yeah, they can't. They won't stay. Like Amazon can produce way too many products at a way too. The only company that like only companies that can compete with someone like Amazon is companies that have storefronts in almost every major city and or state.
Yeah.
And that's like Walmart was smart. They could do something like that and they could compete with Amazon, but they don't.
Do you feel like Costco is kind of a hybrid because they're already pretty much a large scale warehouse distribution?
Yeah, they could do something like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty much like that's all Amazon does. Amazon just doesn't have the as many fulfillment centers as these places.
Yeah. That's
Like
true.
Costco has probably 10x fulfillment centers as Amazon.
Yeah. Plus, when they start bringing out drones and stuff, because drone delivery will happen.
Yeah, and that I mean Amazon's putting money into that because they don't have the fulfillment centers. They're just waiting for these companies to go out of business to scoop them up.
Oh,
That's what they're gonna do.
yeah. Well, I'm thinking when drones, like when they start to get kicking off, uh, if a drone essentially, if its technology is evolved to the level that it can replace trucking in some sense or make it a shorter route, you could get your packages via drone.
Yeah, I've talked to Sam, like remember my old boss Sam Petit about drones, and
Yeah,
he used to sell drones overseas,
yeah.
like the big boy drones,
Well,
and
competitors.
he told me that there's so many, yeah, pretty much. He told me that there's so many rules and regulations with um the F or whatever, the FFA or
Okay.
the yeah, he said yeah, the little I've seen drones like that one before. He said there's so many rules that he thinks drones are like 10 to 15 years out before they're even going to get rules passed off the ground.
The battery life is kind of low.
Yeah.
Uh,
There's so
yeah,
many
I see what you mean.
restrictions.
Yeah, a lot of restrictions.
You can't even fly drones around the city.
I know.
Not legally. You need a permit in Vancouver.
Really?
Yeah, you need a well for like some of the big ones you need a permit, but like the little one like the little handheld ones like you have or like the ones that kind of follow you on a watch you don't. But like anything that's high powered enough where it can like deliver a package, like they're gonna need like drone pilots to be flying those things.
Well, I think if the AI got smart enough, it could control the drones.
Yeah, I don't think in our lifetime. Maybe.
You don't think so, man? Their drones already kicking off, man.
I think probably like I think the technology is there, but I think that the infrastructure is like way out there. I saw this robot that somebody built, and it's pretty much a combat robot that no joke, like you can find it on YouTube. This fucking robot, you can like it doesn't do anything, and then you give it a gun, and it can literally shoot like and reload and dodge, and they're like sitting there, they're smashing it with hey banner.
Oh, you better,
Yeah.
buddy.
They're sitting there just like punching this drone and hitting it with like chairs and stuff, and it's just like just gets back up. It doesn't even like it's unaffected. I think the biggest thing that I think they threw like a fucking grenade at it and it just blew off its feet and then it just got back up and was still shooting the targets.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that sounds like the way of the future.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think Banner wanted to come say hi to me, I guess.
you better.
He wanted to say hi.
Hey, Banner. Oh, you're such a sweet boy. You are. Oh, I miss Banner.
Yeah, he's pretty chill. Okay, off. We'll go to the park again in a little bit, buddy. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think drone technology is there.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. I wonder. I wonder what the impact of this COVID is going to be. Not really the economy. I mean, the economy in some sense, but let's say it gets cured, right? And they open it back up. I feel like restaurants are still going to be alive and kicking, but I feel like the whole infrastructure around travel and how people acquire items will be different. You know?
Restaurants are, I think they're struggling more than people think.
Oh, they definitely are. Yeah,
They're kind of getting pounded.
yeah,
Like a lot of companies. The only I think honestly, like the thing that saved like a lot of their companies was purely the fact that Uber and like DoorDash already had the infrastructure to deliver their things, and it was easy enough probably for them to like link up with it. But
yeah,
like any company, any restaurant that didn't do that, they just got funged.
yeah. That's true. To go, yeah, most of them turned into pretty much to go slash fast food almost. When you think about it.
Yeah. Some of them, there's this one, I don't know if they're ever going to reopen. Like they still deliver online, but like they haven't even bothered reopening their store yet. Like the actual restaurant front, they just simply like you walk past it and it's just like it's all blacked out still and like no one ever is in there, but you can still order from the restaurant.
What? That's
Yeah,
weird.
because they still have a kitchen staff, they just decided not to reopen the store.
Jeez.
Probably
Huh.
because they're like, damn, I don't have to pay for employees.
Yeah, if you think about it, the fast food business, like the drive-ins, are probably unaffected, if not increased their sales, because they are already ready to go for COVID.
Kind of. I don't know how.
Yeah, you think about it, you just drive up, get your items, and go.
I think that maybe COVID will continue to happen, but I just think I don't know. It's all like I don't think the mask thing is gonna change,
Oh, really?
unfortunately, because I think they're dumb. But like
Why do you think they're dumb?
they're like not even like effective like at all hardly. Especially the people that have those halfway janky ones where like it does like a little bit of like I'm sorry like
They cover
some
the
guy
face, but not the nose.
yeah, or like they have their dick out or whatever. It's just like I have like a it's like I have a hard time like I'm sure they're like moderately preventative. I think it's good, but like the her name's Bonnie Henry. Like every other day that woman is shooting out some things saying like can't do this, or you need a 10-layer mask and you need this and you
Who's
need
that, the
this.
mayor?
No, she's the health director or whatever of Canada.
Let's see.
And it's just like dumb. Like pretty pretty much around Christmas time, she said all the big stores are available for you to go shopping at, but we don't want you spending time in your family's houses.
Yeah, that's yeah. Huh.
Economy's open and ready, and you can go out whatever you want and go get it. Go buy shit, but we don't want you to go spend time with your family's house.
I know. Yeah, that's
It's just dumb.
yeah. Yeah, Washington, the county that I'm in, Whatcom County, has the highest spike in COVID cases now. It's got like 4,000 or something.
Yeah, but how many people are actually dying?
I don't know. I can look that up. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's hard to determine whether or not COVID is just an overblown flu or if it's something real bad. I really don't. I can't tell.
I just think it's a big flu type thing, and like people get the flu every freaking year. I
Yeah. Huh.
mean, it would suck to get. Don't get me wrong. I think it would probably suck. Sam actually ended up. Sam Petit got it, and
You
he
got it.
said, yeah, he said that it sucked or whatever. He said it was like pretty much just like a super flu that like because he doesn't get sick that often. He said it's pretty much just like a super flu. He felt like shit for a couple days, and he after like a couple of days he was good.
Yeah. Yeah. One of my buddies, Phil, when it hit New York, he was in North New York and was going to school there. And he told me that he got it, and he told me it was like a nasty flu. That's what he described it as.
I mean, if anything, I think that COVID was probably a positive thing for most places of the world because now places like New York are just fucking affordable again, and maybe it'll take a dump on the housing market, and people can go out and buy a house if they have $200,000.
Yeah, who has $200,000? I don't have to.
No, no one does. But like, I mean, that no one has a million. At least 200,000's within reach.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's not like that's the worst part about it. It's just like Vancouver's like housing market has been completely and utterly unaffected, even though no one's buying houses anymore. It just keeps going up. No one's buying them, and it keeps going up.
I heard, did Vancouver, BC, did they make a law saying that you can only own one house if you live in the house? You can't own two.
No, they have a law. I think you can own as many as you want. They have a law that you have to be. I think that's filling so the huge issue with Vancouver was and probably still is that people would come in and foreign investors would come in and literally buy houses and condos and just have them empty. So
Yeah,
like they own like 3 condos, but they were empty, like because they couldn't
Chinese,
like
Chinese investors.
yeah, because the housing market has been skyrocketed, so the rent that they should be paying and like probably their mortgages on it are pretty high, which is their own fault anyways, because they bought so many of them. But like, so the mortgages that they have them on are probably pretty high, and the rent that they're need to be charging to have people afford it, like no one can afford it, so it's like whatever $2,500 a month in some of these places, 2,500 plus. No one can afford it because they're 1 bedroom houses, and no one's making that much money.
Oh, I know. Yeah, and the people that are making that much money are working like 80 hours some tech job.
I don't know. Fuck, like I think the place that we have now is like, it's still overpriced for what it is. Like it's like I think we pay like 23 or 22 or whatever a month, and it just like feels like a joke.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, it's nice though that you have a spot rather than no spot.
Oh yeah, that is nice, but some people don't have a spot.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, Corey and Amy are moving out into an Airstream.
Are they?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm surprised I didn't tell you that if you were going out to if you guys talked the other day.
Oh, you didn't tell me that.
Oh yeah, they haven't bought it yet, but they're planning on buying literally like an Airstream or whatever, like some $12,000 Airstream that's gutted, and they want to like redo it on the inside. Yeah, I know. It gets worse. I mean, this is my opinion for them, but like this is what they wanted to do. Amy wanted to do, so they want to gut this thing and then go like travel around like North America in it for 2 years and work like remotely. I think that it's a lot of work that they probably haven't realized yet, and it's also probably a lot of capital and overhead because they think it's going to cost 12,000 for the Airstream and then between 10 and 8,000 more for no, they're going to get a shitty like an old one obviously. But
I guess
like fuck, if that thing that old, like it's going to have issues, you don't know anything about it, like you don't know like Corwin's skills are decent, but like his life skills in terms of building a house from scratch are pretty much zero. Like he does not know how to do plumbing, he does not know how to do electrical, he doesn't even know how to drive that damn thing because it's big. Like I don't even know if their car is going to be able to tow it. Like and their car's old too. Like, and they're not planning on buying a new one like that Nissan or whatever. So it's like you're going out with this Airstream with a moderately okay car, and like you have no idea how to drive it or how to fix it up and how to do all these things. And like I just think it's going to be a big thing. They're probably going to buy it, realize it's a pain in the ass, a lot of work, and then they're going to quit halfway through. And if they do make it out on the road, I don't think they're lasting more than 5 months tops.
You got it all planned out, Britt.
It's just a small like they're going from a place like that's literally they already live in a small apartment. They're going into a smaller mobile home with a dog, and they're planning on working off like internet that's like complete garbage because it's going to be satellite unless Elon Musk just lowers his price and opens up the world of satellite internet. Like
Oh,
I just think it's going to be horrible.
jeez. Well, I'm sure they'll learn.
I don't know. That's Amy's thing. I think Corn's just going along with it because he says that it sounds like fun.
Yeah. Trying to look up that COVID data over here. Yeah,
Oh, in Whatcom County?
yeah. Find a number. Yeah, it looks like almost 1,000 in Linden, 600-ish in Meridian, 1,000 in Ferndale, and then almost 2,000 in Bellingham.
It's a lot. I mean,
Yeah,
because the population of Bellingham's like what, like 50,000?
I think what happened was part of maybe what happened was everyone went home for the holidays, and then they brought like the kids that are at Western. They brought back the COVID where they're at. I don't know though.
I don't even know.
Maybe it's all fake news. I don't know.
I think so somebody was telling me, he's like just thinks that the whole thing is a conspiracy, and I think part of what he says is probably accurate in the sense that he thinks it's real, but he thinks that when people are going to the hospitals are just reporting higher numbers to get more funding.
Yeah, I've heard that also. Yeah.
And like I could see that, like, and
Well,
he's and he's like, those healthcare workers, like, they're not getting paid a lot. They're working a shitty job, and he's like, they're just probably pumping up numbers. They have 10 cases a day. They're calling it 40. Like,
so you get more money. Yeah.
well, yeah, because if you're like, yeah, you'll get more money and you'll get everything first, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Jeez. Huh. Yeah. Let's see. My stocks. I got some stocks in avocados. Mission Produce.
Mission Produce.
Yeah. It's like a company that invests in avocados. I did Barnes and Noble books. So
Is that a Mission Produce?
yep. Mission Produce.
Sourcing, producing, distributing avocados.
I like avocados, man. You know?
They actually look all right. The I think that the 100% buy rate on Robinhood, that's pretty good.
World's finest avocados.
I think that part of the, like, this sounds really junky, but like the more I've learned about the stock market is like, if you don't have a lot of, like, literally if you don't have a lot of money, then like you're just kind of still making pennies. That's why I don't think people even fully grasp the idea of like if you invest in companies, like, and you get dividends like for owning portions of the company, right? It's like, I think like a couple of them do it that I have, and like you get like $1.20 every quarter or whatever. But if you have thousands and thousands and millions of dollars in these companies, like, they're pumping you $10,000, $20,000 in dividends.
Oh, I
Like
know.
these people are living off their dividends because they've already pumped so much money in these freaking companies.
Yeah. You know what's weird is I was thinking about this the other day. The stock market is um essentially it is a bank in some sense. It's a it's a bank, and the more you have in like particular stock, the more money you have. But you don't. But it's like it's a bank that everyone has access to, or like
I
a lot of
know
people.
it feels weird. I mean, I'm like all for it because like it feels like moderately like, I mean, at least you can do a little bit of research about companies and see if they've been established for a long time. You're not putting $80 on black on hoping to God that it rolls black. But like you put $80 at a company that's been around for 10 years, and like worst comes to worst, it's like that company goes down a little bit, whatever, and like maybe it'll come back in a couple of years and you get rid of it.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like, I think it's just made out to be this scary place that like nobody wants to enter, because when you start putting money in things and they start to blow, you panic. But if you don't account that money as like your usable, like, day-to-day assets, then it's whatever. Like, that's how I've been viewing it. Like, it's like I don't think that that money's there to use on a day-to-day basis. So like I don't use it as like, it's more like just there as like a, if I need it sort of thing, I will pull it out or whatever.
yeah, yeah. I see what you're saying.
It's not like a bank account that I'm withdrawing on a day-to-day basis. It's like I'll invest in a company. I'll like, and like I never do like a, which is also kind of janky because there's like, you can't really even day trade until you have $80,000 in assets or $100,000 of assets. Which I don't know why that's a rule, but you know,
Uh, yeah, I was looking up. Was it Elon Musk? Someone told me Elon Musk just became the richest man. Is that
yeah,
right?
I think so. He just did.
Something like 200 billion
If SpaceX was a company that had some sort of IPO, I probably would invest in SpaceX just because I mean, I think they'll probably come out like if they ever do. Just because I think that once he does get his satellite thing up and running, like, and it's relatively affordable, these internet companies are gonna go down the pooper. Like your Comcast is gone. Like the
Yeah.
speeds that he's getting off satellite is are insane.
What are the speeds? What's the latency?
There's like it has like between 2 and 10 millisecond ping and has like up to like 500 megabytes in like
All
download.
satellite? Jeez.
Yeah,
Wow.
in like rural Montana.
Better than hardline, huh? Jeez.
Way better. Wait. The only issue with it is like obviously it's satellite, so it's like there's going to be some sort of factor between like weather and a couple of other things. But like it's they just aren't perfected yet, and I don't think he's had like I don't think he has had the time to perfect it. But I feel like once he does, it's like there's no point in having wires running to everybody's house. They're just going to start blowing all those things down because Comcast is going to go out of business. Like
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah. And as soon as they solve the how to charge things at distance, you'll get all those power lines go bye bye too.
yeah, I like Comcast is what like I don't know what everyone pays, but like it's even if it's their base package is $60 a month,
Yeah.
like that's a rip off. Like I think his thing is you buy the satellite for $200 and then you pay like $5 a month for the service.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
What
it.
about what about like
That
other companies, Britt? Like IBM. You ever heard of them?
yeah, I think that is his thing is he wants it to be free, but IBM.
Yeah. 128. Mm, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The one of the best ones one of my best stocks, no joke, was because it was like one of the first ones I invested in when I started turning like 19. Has is Snapchat, because I got it at $13 a share and now it's at 50. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean it is true. The more dough you have, the more money you can make.
yeah, and not only that, like the more you can put into like different companies within the same sector, and that's kind of what I was saying. It's like I feel like you have like your heavy hitters, which is like um, hold on. So like airlines, for example, like your heavy hitters is like Alaska and then like United are like the one and two, like number one and like I think United's the biggest airline in North America. But then like you have small or maybe it's Delta is the number like the biggest one. But then you have like smaller airlines like I'll just say American. I don't actually know if they're smaller, but American and Delta, and like even if they're struggling, like and those as soon as the big ones start recouping, like everyone's gonna recoup. Like so you like have a so you have money in your big boy hitters, and the other ones are probably gonna struggle for a little bit longer, but then they probably will come back online in a little bit. And it's like I think it's like that with everything. Like it's probably like that with food. It's like that with with cars, with everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or like the healthcare one, like your big one's Moderna, but like there's the other ones that as soon as somebody does perfect a vaccine, like they're not gonna bother dicking around trying to build a better vaccine. They're just gonna pass out the formula to everyone, and Pfizer and Johnson and all these other vaccine companies are just gonna jump on board.
Yeah.
Whoever makes it first, they're all jumping on board.
Are you gonna grab the vaccine?
No.
Why not, Britt?
I uh I'm not a big vaccine person.
Yeah, that's fair.
I
I got the flu vaccine the other day.
I've never had a flu vaccine in my life actually.
Hopefully it works. I don't know. It might work.
I mean, how do you know if it works?
I didn't get the flu. I don't know.
I haven't had the flu once in my entire life and I never get it. So it's like is it and people I know people that get the thing and they get the flu.
Yeah, that's true. I've
I
seen
just
people that.
I have a hard time with vaccines because like I think as soon as COVID morphs, which it's already morphed twice now, right? Like
Oh
they
yeah,
have
new strand came out.
they've already morphed twice and like, oh, it might be effective. They don't actually know. Because I just see it as like if COVID's formula, I was telling Haley this yesterday. This is why I don't believe in vaccines really. Because if COVID's formula is like X, Y, Z, and you have a vaccine that protects you against XYZ, as soon as it morphs into XYX, you're going back in to get another shot for XYX, and then so on and so forth.
I was thinking about getting a respirator mask, like a hardcore one, with the double canister.
Oh, like the N95s?
Yeah, yeah. No, N95s are just the white masks that go on your face. I'm talking
Oh
like
yeah, those the
full like plastic shield, double canister.
oh, I mean maybe.
You know what I mean? Like if it is really serious, it seems like you should get the best mask.
I know. No, I don't think so. Now I think it's just getting to the point where people are going to start capitalizing off of it.
What do you mean?
Well, because I was just looking the other day that Nvidia, like the graphics card people,
Oh,
they're an AI, and they do like work in superconductors and AI and graphics cards and anything chip related and computer related. They're literally building a mask that essentially not only looks cool, but it projects your voice.
that's cool.
Yeah, it is cool, but it's not cool if everyone's like, "Oh yeah, I want it," and it costs $200 a mask or whatever. So it's like they're making 200 times a million. So
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I'm looking at these Rest 3M reusables, $30. It's like a gas mask. Yeah.
where you going? Oh, all right. Have fun, though. You going with aim? Oh, interesting. Well, have fun. I'll probably be working on. All right, I'll probably. Is it dark outside? All right, I'll take him to the park here in a bit then. Yeah, he probably just needs to go out one more time. I mean, he probably wants to go play for a little bit. All right, see ya. Haley's heading out.
So when is Corwin and Amy doing their
Oh, Airstream thing.
yeah.
They're planning on buying, like they have one found on Facebook or whatever. They're planning on buying it. I mean, they've already told the guy they'll buy it. I mean, there's logistical factors on that, but
How much? 10 grand?
I think 12. I mean, like they think it's cheap. I think it's better. Like if they're gonna spend 12,000 and they want to go travel across the U.S., they might as well spend 50,000 and get one that's already halfway done. Like.
Halfway for 50 grand. I want that thing ready to go.
I mean, like something like it's like not. I just think like the labor alone is going to be so intensive. So the logistical factors are it's like the thing's up in Penticton, which is like I think it's at least 3 hour drive from here up north. So you can't go to it without a car that can travel on the Coquihalla, and the Coquihalla is like the most.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, that's the major freeway in Canada besides Highway 1.
Oh,
So like you have to go on the Coquihalla. You can't go on the Coquihalla right now because it's fucking insanely dangerous. And so the guy lives
why?
up
Because of
past,
ice.
yeah, Ice Road Truckers or whatever is on that show. It's like on and there is most dangerous freeways in the world, and it is fucking dangerous because people. It's like 2 lanes and people go so fast. Like
Uh,
um. Anyway, so it's up in Pigticton. Cost 12,000. They said that they want it. They are like would be willing to put a deposit down on it or whatever, and then go pick it up in the summertime when it comes around. So it's
yeah.
like that's at least 2 or 3 months in that time frame. I think they're gonna store it at Amy's parents' house in Surrey, and then I think they're planning on moving out to like Surrey to either live with the parents or live like somewhere out in Surrey so they can work on it more.
Huh. Okay.
So like I think they want to be like rolling within like the end of this year or next year, or
Oh,
like
that's a
mid
long
next.
time frame. Jeez.
Yeah, well, like I think they like if they're buying. They said if they're buying one this early, they're probably going to be leaving by the end of this year because it's going to take 6 to 8 months.
Okay.
And they're like those two people. They're the exact same person at some degree. Like I swear to God, she watched probably 3 episodes of Tiny Homes with RVs and thinks she's a fucking pro at fixing these things. And like, there's like, I don't know. And that's like Corwin is about everything in life. He like reads one article on like how to game better and he thinks he's a goddamn professional. Like,
Yeah, I'm looking up Penticton, east of my position, Bellingham, and it's quite a bit out there. It's almost equivalent to going to Eastern Washington.
it's far. It's like 3 hours from here, I
Yeah,
think.
3.5 probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3. Yeah,
But like,
maybe.
I mean, I think it's cool, and I think it'll be fun, and I think it'll be fun to work on the thing and do the thing. I just don't think they fully grasp that both people working a full-time job while also working on this thing full time is going to be like the worst experience you ever have had in your life, because like you're going to have to gut it, you're going to have to clean it, you're going to have to do the electrical, and like, and if you're not hiring people, which I don't think they were planning on hiring that many people to help them, then it's just going to be horrible. I mean, I wouldn't want to do it.
Right, right.
I mean,
Yeah,
maybe if I wasn't working, which I'm not working right now, like maybe if I wasn't working, then I would do it. That'd be fun.
yeah. Huh.
I did just get offered a job today, though.
What's the offer?
Um, it's a for a, so like the issue with me is, I'll tell you in a minute, but it's for a company that I have already been talking to for a while, like some startup company in Vancouver. And he said he would hire me earlier on, but like he just wasn't ready to bring anyone on. And I said that was cool, like it's whatever. Like he probably wasn't ready. He needs help now, but the issue now is my visa. My current visa expires next month
Yeah,
on February 2nd or February 4th.
yeah.
My permanent residency still hasn't gone through, and my other visa, like because I applied for a new one essentially, like when this one's about to expire, also hasn't been approved or like gone through yet. So like it might be this weird gap where if I tell them like, hey, yeah, I'll take the job, I just don't know how to word it, I guess, yet. So like I want to take the job, one, but like I don't want to take it if it's like I work there for a month and then like I have this weird gap where I like if I'm working on a project and then you bring somebody else on who takes over the project type of thing. You know what I'm talking about? Like, like there's gonna be this weird gap period of time where it's like I can't work. So I'm thinking about just telling him like I'll work for like free or whatever, or like maybe like I'll work for the month and then I'll work for free during that time period, or like maybe they can like back pay me or whatever. It just like can kind of become wonky sometimes with companies because they might not want to do that. Um, but I was also saying maybe I'll just wait until March and tell them I can start in March when my PR goes through.
What's the job?
It's just like a logistics director or logistics manager type job. It's not like even full time. It's just part time because it's like the company is really small still, and they sell like and like cat and I think dog furniture. Like so like they like have like items that are for like animals, like essentially like, it's like nice. Their stuff looks nice, like for cats and stuff.
Hmm.
The company's called Tough and Paw, I think.
Huh. Tough and paw.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
probably not even purely logistics. It's probably like a lot of operations stuff and like numbers stuff.
Tough and paw.
I think so. I think that sounds right.
Hmm.
But the reason why I was interested in to begin with is, yeah, tough
It's an
and paw.
animal furniture company.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's
The
cool.
reason why I was interested in it to begin with actually was because the guy who's the CEO actually, he reached out to me originally on LinkedIn, and like we had a conversation. He was saying, and he was talking about telling me about the company. They haven't been around for that long, um, and I asked him about like I was like I told him like at my old company like it was good, but like I hit a cap and I just like not a cap, but like I hit like a growth cap essentially, and like my job became so undefined, and then I was reporting to all this new management that was coming on all the time. Like that article was horrible. Like there was like so many new managers, and like my manager was being switched all the time, and then like I essentially like lost my job because of that. And like he said what's the worst thing that could happen at a company, and I was like management switching is the worst thing that can happen at a company, because literally what goes on is like you have one guy who sees what you've done for the company for 3.5 years. They bring on some fucking idiot who comes in over that guy, and it's like, oh, why do we even have this person? Like he's there's no reason to even have him here. He's not doing anything. Like
Yeah.
because they come in and they just evaluate. I hate it when companies hire new people that are their job is to literally come in and evaluate where they're at and where they want to be, and then they're like this. Oh, here's how we can get there. Let's just cut all this labor out, and then they don't even think about like all the like nothing that's been done in the past, like all of the effects of cutting out all the labor and like everything that happens to a company when you cut out all the labor, the people that have been there forever.
Hmm.
And it's just junk. That was like the worst thing that like that article, that was literally the worst thing that happened.
I know. I
Because
remember.
that's exactly what happened to me.
I know. I remember. That sucks.
Yeah. Anyways, I was telling him about, I kind of told him not exactly about that, but I told him about that and that I've seen it at companies. And then I said that I don't want to work for. I pretty much told him I don't want to work for an idiot. Like, like I was like, I do not want some dumb person above me that does no idea of the day-to-day operations telling me what to do.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I want. Like I like if I ever get a like another job again, like I I'm just gonna be straight up honest with people because I'm so tired of getting like in these shitty situations where you're like, or listening to dumb McGee up top. Like,
Yeah. Maybe you should be the top man, Britt. Top man.
yeah, trying.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna let you go just because it's getting dark, and I'm gonna take Banner to the park again before it gets too
Oh,
dark.
that's all good. Thanks for chatting with me, Britt. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you should tell. I'll go subscribe to your YouTube. Start putting shit up there though.
I will. As soon as I'm done here, I'm putting you and Britt or you and Corwin up there.
What is it gonna be called? Just like
Uh,
what I'm trying
I'll
to think
think.
about.
I'll think of
You
a
should
time.
just yeah, you should just think of a you should start like an Instagram, not even Instagram page, some sort of page and say like want to chat with Jed or something.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Chat with Jed. Jed talks.
That talks.
Not a not a not a yeah, not a variation of TED Talks, just Jed talks.
That talks. All right, Britt. Love you,
Uh,
man.
catch you later, Jed.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.